Well, hello there. I'm just trying to do this for the first time on my own. I bought this new camera and stuff, so we're just trying to get on here and do this on our own. And so, anyway, here we are. We got the DA released the report of they're not going to charge the police. So you guys all know that from hearing Reagan and Tommy's videos already. And so, it's been really tough to go through this and to read through this again is just like we're living it all over again. So just like I said from the beginning, each person, your kids. I mean, from time you raise them up all the way up until the time they're grown. I mean, Timmy is 27 years old. Tommy's 27 years old. My other daughter, she's 28. And I have other kids. You just know the character of those people. They're people. And so when you first hear the story about, Timmy with a knife and charging after police, you just know as your own son, your own daughter, you just know that that's not true. And I've said it all along that that wasn't true. And of course, there was no knife involved in this in this killing, And so, and then there's a lot of stories that just don't match up. And and I really want to thank Reagan, for helping me, figure out what's going on. And we're still going over. We just got the Discovery disc a few days ago, and there's a lot of information in there that has to be gone through. And we need to go through this, and we need to find out what really happened that day. September 4th, 2018, was a really crazy day. I mean, you go from from 1 minute, you go from August the 28th to uh, September 4th, and you FaceTiming your son, and he's doing really well. He just moved to Colorado, working for Amazon, like we've always said, has a real promising job. He's moving up the chain over there in management and stuff. And then, he's FaceTiming you with his move and stuff every day. I mean, not every day, but him and I, we about once a week, because he worked all the time, All my kids work, and so, then all of a sudden you get this call uh, on Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening about 9:30 that your son's dead and the cops had shot him. And you're like, what the heck? Did I just hear that right? Well, anyway, you guys already know all that story. And so I just kind of want to give you an update because it's been a while since I did it. And after reading this report, it's been out, the DA's final decision letter is what they call it, has been out. And, it's just a bunch of stuff that's all taken out of context and things that didn't happen, that I know didn't happen. And do you really think they really think you're going to buy this stuff? I mean, do they think people were just born yesterday? I don't understand where they would even think that, And so after reading through that, I'll tell you the truth, man. After I started reading through that, and I couldn't even read it all because it just hurt so bad. It was just like that day was being played over and over again and again, and you're listening to these officers' statements of what went on and how it happened, and and how everything went. The gunshots and how your son falls on the knee and gets up, and if you've seen the pictures of the area that this happened. Okay, so let me try to put it out there the best way I can. You have the apartment building, which there's some apartments. They call them townhouses, but it's apartments. And there's like a metal cage railing that goes in there and it encloses everything. And then on the other side of that, to the orange, going towards the parking lot, there's like a 10-foot drop. So, Tim coming out of that, and then you have the building there, and then you have one cop directly to his right when he was coming down the stairs. There'd be one cop directly in front of him, about 30 feet away. The other cop to his right, and he's about 30 feet away. And so, they come out and they shoot once, and then they just open up fire, shooting him. I mean, if you're being shot, and you finally see that you're getting shot. You're trying to get away, man. It's like you're just gonna stand there. I mean, Tim's a football player. Tim's a wrestler. He's a basketball player. He's used to being in, zones, combat type zones like that. I mean, of course he's going to try to get away, and the only where he could get away would be towards the police. And so, then to shoot him when he's on the ground, that is just totally crazy, you know? And, I just wanted to give you a quick update. Those are just facts that we know. I mean, just from reading through all this stuff, there's a lot of stuff there that needs to be gone through, and we got to go through it step by step, and and just try to figure this puzzle out. They have a witness there, which is an off-duty cop, which happens to be 300 yards away. Says he saw everything. I'm reading through his statement today. He saw it all happen. Oh yeah, he's football field and a half away, and he happens to see and hear everything that goes on. But yet, he's an off-duty police officer, or he's an off-duty sheriff, or whatever. And it's just kind of stupid, that they would even think that you were going to believe something like that. And I just really kind of just wanted to come on here because I know I was on Reagan's site last night and we were talking about the Eric Brandt thing, and she was really kind of upset with the way the court proceedings went, and the jury and stuff like that. And I support her on that because she's supporting me, and I'll support her. And so, I really don't have a lot that I can tell you that's happened that's different. But let me just start with telling you a few things about my son, Timmy. Timmy's a twin. He has a brother named Tommy. You met him on YouTube here. And, they're good kids. All my kids are good. And of course, every parent's going to say that about their kids, And none of my kids have been in trouble with the law. None. Tim, ever since he was 7 years old, man, this kid has been in sports. He started playing football when he was, 7. He started playing for the Modesto 49ers. He played there for a few years. Then we moved over to Series, and he played over there for the Series Cowboys. And I coached football down there at that level. And, but I always stayed above or under where Tim was playing because I tried to stay away from him. Let coaches coach, a football coach, he doesn't like it when parents get involved, even though I'm a football coach myself, I stayed away from my son, let them do it, and let them, because he's on their team. And, and then he goes on up through high school, and you follow him up in high school, and you watch him play basketball, and it's just exciting, man. And then, then when he grows up, he plays for my semi-pro football team. We have a little football team here. It's a grown man football, full contact grown man football. You put on pads, helmet, everything. You're in the league, got referees, and and we just play football. As grown men, they play football ages from 18 to. I think I had a guy on my team playing middle linebacker. 34 years old, I think. I can't be sure about that, but he was an older guy. But it's just guys that get together on Saturday and Sundays and go out and play football, and they have fun. And it's a competitive. It has a Super Bowl and all that stuff. So Tim, he played for me over there. He did that, and he has started his own. I have a landscape lawn care business. I just mow lawns, man, and I do other things too. I'll put in, sidewalk and, concrete. We do some tree work and stuff like that. And Tim is all the time helping me with that, and Tommy too, Timmy and Tommy. And then I have two other boys, Dustin and Garrett, they're older. but all the kids and even the girls, I have two daughters, Casey and Nicole, they do the same thing. They go out, we mow lawns and I get some tree work or something. Not no big trees, cut down no 100-foot sequoias or anything like that. But we just did cut off some limbs, cut up some this and from putting in some sod to putting in sprinkler systems and getting into pavers and building waterfalls, stuff like that. And the kids always help. And so, they always worked. All my kids had this work ethic. And I wanted to instill that in my kids to have work ethic, work for what you get. Whatever you get in life, you have to earn it. You don't just get it free. Nobody's just going to walk up to you one day and say, here you go, man. Here's the keys to your brand new car, your brand new house. People don't just do that. That's not life. I mean, if you're waiting around for that to happen, that's not going to happen. So all my kids have been nothing but just hard workers. And Tim, he was a pretty good worker. And he started out, he had a little lawn care business too. He started here around the corner when he was married to Laura. He would, he started his own little thing and he had a pretty good little thing going on. And then Amazon calls him about 5 years ago. And he asked me one day about it. And I said, well, hey, you know what, man? I've been doing this lawn care business stuff here for, 27 years now. Oh, at the point, it was 25. I said, about 25 years now, Tim, man. I said, uh, you could go work at Amazon and you can do what you can get a lot better. You can actually get all the benefits and stuff, and you can get into management and all that stuff. So he started doing that, and and he just started working there, and he had fun working there. He loved it. It was a good physical workout for him. He would tell me, man, you get tired doing it. At the end of the day, you're tired, because you get a good physical workout, and the pay is not bad, and the hours are kind of crazy. They work 4 days a week, 12 hours a day. And but then you have 3 days off. But so anyway, that's what Tim was doing. And then he told me back in June. He said, well, Amazon was going to open one up there in Colorado, and that he was on the list to be able to transfer there to open it up there in Thornton, Colorado. So I didn't want him to leave at all, it's because your kid's going to be out of there. But I'd never been to Colorado, and I always thought, what, that'd be cool. I flew in there a couple times. It looked all right, but all I could see was the airport. And I always seen pictures of it. My grandmother was born and raised there in Pueblo. So, I was like, I think, well, yeah, I'd like to go see there. And, we talked about it. I told him, I really don't want you to leave because you'd be gone. And it's like, well, I have a place. We could have a place to go visit for Christmas and Thanksgiving and, in the summer, go up there for 4th of July, and we go up there, and have fun and enjoy one another. But, so Tim, he moved there, and him and I, with any of my kids, we never say goodbye. Never. It's always about, hey, man, we're Henleys. We'll just say, we'll see you later. And so the day, that he was leaving, and, I knew he was going to leave, and he knew he was going to leave, and he's here, and he's living here. And the last couple of days, he kind of stayed away because Kristen had came back in town and kind of stayed away a little bit while he was taking care of his stuff. And they had a big semi truck that was taking their cars, and then they had another truck that was going to take all the belongings, the beds, and all that stuff, all that property and stuff like that. And so that day I was really busy, had got this irrigation repair that came in, and that was the day. And I kind of thought, well, I'll just knock it out real quick, and and then I'll have to be around, and I can kind of say, we could kind of, visit before it took off. But it didn't turn out that way. I ended up busy on that job pretty much all that day. And when I got done, I remember driving down the road, and I'm texting him back and forth. We're just texting back and forth. And I told him, I said, well, it worked out better this way because I didn't want to say goodbye and all that stuff. And I said, well, hey, you know what, man? We're Henleys, man. We don't say goodbye. We just say, we'll see you later. And then Tim wrote back, okay, Dad, I'll see you later. And then, then we're sitting there, and I knew his flight was supposed to take off probably about 5 o'clock, I think, that day. And later on that evening, after I took in a shower and everything, I sent him a text and said, "Hey, how'd your flight go?" Because I thought he would probably be landing there in Denver about that time, and he'd be off the plane and everything like that. I was always trying not to text my kids and stuff when they're driving and stuff. I don't want to catch them when they're driving. And I know you can't, text and talk on the phone when you're flying in airplanes and stuff like that. I know you can once you get up there and you're up and flying, but during takeoff and landing, they don't like that. And then getting off the plane and going through the checkout to get out of the airport. You don't want to be talking on the phone to your dad. So I waited and I sent him a text and asked him, "So how'd your flight go?" and everything like that. I want to make sure you made it there okay. You love your kids. You're flying in a plane. You never know. One might just fall out of the sky. And so, and I'm probably talking real fast. I'm sorry. I'm trying to give you a little bit of update on what Tim is like. Well, anyway, so he texts me back and he says, "No, I'm still in Oakland. Flight got delayed, and I'm not a very happy camper." Well, so then, later on that evening, he texted me and they made it. They finally made it and everything like that. And Tim was just loving it, man. He had the new house and stuff and setting everything up, and he was working over there, and he had his Jeep. He got his Jeep there. They took his Jeep from here to there out of the big semi, and now he has to buy snow tires and stuff. And so he'd ordered these rims online, and he bought the rims, and they shipped them to the house. And then his next paycheck, he bought these beautiful tires that he's going to put on this truck. And so then his next paycheck, so that's 2 paychecks. And this time, tell you what kind of guy Timmy was. He buys the rims one paycheck, and then he waits till another paycheck. Then he goes online and finds the tires that he wants, and he has them shipped there to where he's at. So now he has these tires and he has these rims. And so then he goes down to Les Schwab there. And I got pictures of it, and it's pretty cool. He's getting his new tires, his new snow, all-terrain, whatever you guys have there in Colorado. He's got them on his Jeep, and he's ready to go, bud. I mean, he was just a happy camper. And, and then he was taking involved, Tim was always into staying in shape, working hard, keeping his body in shape and all that stuff. That's the way he was. That's the way, the way he is. I'm not going to talk about Tim being the way he was. I want to talk about Tim the way he is, because to me, he's still my son. He's always going to be my son, no matter what. Same with Tommy and Nicole and Dustin Garrett and all, Casey. They're still my kids. And I know that you're sitting here watching this right now and you're listening to it and you have kids. They're still your kids. They may be 30 years old. They're still your kids. One thing, I had to learn is when you're having these little kids and you're trying to raise these kids, and you don't know how to raise kids because you didn't get a book. You didn't go to school to learn how to raise kids. It's just something you have to learn how to do. And so you think, well, as soon as they get 18, it's over. But no, it keeps going. And it still goes. And it probably will be for the rest of the time I'm here in this world, And you have to watch. Your kids still need you, and you're still their mom, and you're still their dad, But anyhow, I just wanted to give you an update on this and kind of leave you a little bit about Timmy. And Timmy would have given you the shirt off his back. He would have gave you the shirt off his back. He really would have. I mean, he wouldn't let you take advantage of him, but he was humble. And I guess playing sports, on a team, whether it's football, wrestling, or basketball, you play on this team and you learn how to play with other players, and you know that everybody does their own jobs. And if everybody does their own jobs, then you have great results. And so, Tim, he liked that. And there at Amazon, they had a team. Each person did one thing, and Tim really liked that. And so, I just really want to thank you if you're following me on my on this little page here, Joey Henley, YouTube, um, Justice for Timmy. I mean, my son Tommy has one too, has a page too that's set up. Is Justice for Timmy Henley. Tommy, he's really taking. He's a twin, and twins have a bond. From they just have a bond. And Tom, I really feel bad for him. I really don't know how he feels because I lost my brother when I was 22, 23. I lost my brother to a car accident, you know. And I know back then when I was that young, it was hard. It was really hard. So, you know, this is going to be hard for Tommy. This is hard for him. This is twin brother. They're like, it's like half of him was gone now, you know. And I, I I feel for him, man. And he's in Texas, and I wish he was around here with me, because I worship the Lord, and I believe in Jesus. I have a relationship with the Lord. It's a little, I'm not religious. Don't get me wrong. It's not religion. It's a relationship with the true and living God, and that's where I'm getting my strength right now. Is you know I can't explain it. Sometimes I feel like I feel guilty sometimes because you always wonder, if you ever have kids, and I know some of you already do, and some of you probably even know what I'm talking about. But you always, when your kids are little, you're always afraid in this day and age somebody's gonna kidnap your kids, somebody's gonna do something, you know, uh, and you're always afraid of that. And so you just you're always worried about that. And I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, but anyway, you know, you just don't understand when things happen, and I don't know what else to tell you, but I don't know if this even gonna work. I mean, this is the first time I bought this camera a couple weeks back, and I just hooked it up, and I'm just hoping that it'll work. I don't know how to do all this tech stuff, this video stuff like that. I don't. Good evening to you. Don't be jonesing. Is that you on there? I see somebody's on there. I didn't post it on here. If anybody's gonna be, I'm trying to learn this. So okay, and then I see you, Legion 76. Good evening to you. Justice for Timmy was on here. What's up, Tom? I see if that's you on there, I see it, but I don't know what here to click. I got this little black screen that popped up that says new hold potentially inappropriate messages, review, chat, and all that stuff. I guess I'm supposed to turn this on. I don't know. Should I turn it on? Because the other day I was watching something on here. The other day I was watching something on here, and I was watching last night. I was watching Reagan on here, and I clicked on something, and it all went crazy. And it was like I'm trying to get it back, and I couldn't get it back, and it's like, oh well. So I just been thinking about it for a couple of days, and I see it says go live. So I thought, well, let's try this button, and so here we are. So I don't even know if this is gonna work. So I don't know if this is gonna really work. You know. Oh, okay. I see it right there. Is anybody on there? Say something. Is somebody on there? Reagan, are you there? It says that there's people in there, so I don't know. I'm trying to read it. It says there's a Don't Be Jones and he's in there. Hey Tommy, write something else so I make sure that I'm on there. Make sure that it's working. Yeah, who knew that I could get on here? Okay, yeah, yeah. Last night I touched something, man, and it went all crazy. So I ain't gonna touch anything else. So I just got this here. It worked out pretty good, Tommy. Thank you for teaching me how to do that, bud. I mean, you know. Uh, so anyway, back to what I was talking about. My mind is kind of crazy these days. You know, I'm better off letting somebody else because I get emotional and I can't. I, I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about the emotions. I mean, there's one minute you're happy and you're okay with it, but then you're not okay with it. You just, you know, you're not okay with this, and I'm not okay with this. And as I will with all my kids, and have with all my kids since they were born into this world, I always stuck by them, and I'm always going to stick by them. I don't care where I have to go, what I have to do. I'm going to stick with my kids. I mean, they're your kids. And if you have kids, I know you understand what I'm talking about. And if you don't, and you're about ready to, you're getting ready to go into a world of unknown. And so, I just want to tell you guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming on here and talking to me and telling me, hey, we're praying for you because that really helps, it really helps. Sometimes you walk around and you talk to people and you tell people this thing and then you wake up thinking about it. You wake up, you dream about it. And you just have no place to turn. This is the support. I mean, I have the Lord. I mean, I every morning I get up, have coffee, and hang out with the Lord. And I know if it offends you, I'm sorry, but it don't offend me. I find comfort in it a lot. I couldn't do what I do if it wasn't for the Lord. I mean, He's already brought Reagan Benson into my life, and that's awesome. And she's done so much for me already, and she's going to continue. I know she will. She knows Timmy. She never met Timmy. Hey, Pedro, I see you there. I'm starting to get to know this stuff now. This is kind of cool. I mean, yeah, I watched a lot of. I watched Reagan do it, so I learned from her. So if I mess up, you can call her. But anyway, I knew it was time that I needed to get on here, and I've been him hauling around about it all day long and trying to figure out how to do this. So now I know. Now I know. So I'll try to keep you updated more and more, and and there's more information that we can get out to you. We will. I know Monday night they're having a meeting there at Westminster, the city town hall, I think it is. I've been to a couple of meetings online, not online, but through video, with Eric putting them up there and Reagan putting them up there, they, going there live and stuff. And, I've never been to a city council meeting ever in my life, but I've been through a couple of there in Westminster. And, and I liked it when they scanned the cameras around to where you could see the faces of the people that are on the board and their reactions to what people are saying to them. And then these are your people. These are the people that pay taxes, that pay for you to sit behind that bench. I mean, give them the 5 minutes and honestly listen to them. Honestly listen to them. They'll just sit there and turn your head and roll your eyes. And You know, you know what I mean? Don't that really irks me because I pay taxes all my life. I'm a taxpayer. You're a taxpayer. We all pay taxes, and I don't want to get into taxes. Forget all that. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here and get an update and kind of learn how to do this YouTube thing, man. I never had a use for it, but now it's a tool that I need to learn how to use. And so this is Justice for Timmy, and I hope you follow me. I hope you follow Reagan. She's put it out there, and Tommy, he's putting it out there. We're putting it out there. We're kind of in a battle right now. Taxation is theft. Yeah, Reagan, it is. Yeah. You know what else is theft? I'll tell you what. Here, insurance. Insurance is the biggest ripoff. I pay business insurance every year. I pay, and if you use it, oh man, you're going to end up paying more the next year. And another one is I have a contractor's license. I have to be bonded. That right there is another ripoff because if you ever do anything, if you ever have to use your bond, you're pretty much going to lose your license because nobody's going to want to bond you anymore. So that's just something that's throw out there. Yeah, it's all theft. It's all theft. It makes them happy. And in fact, here in California, you guys are aware that we had all these big wildfires and stuff like that. These insurance companies have been jacking up their prices on these people. In some places, they haven't even paid them. But anyway, I didn't get on here to talk about that. But I just want to just kind of so you get to know who I am and what I'm about. And, just kind of so I can get to know yous too, because, yous are the ones that are going to keep me, strong, you know. Thank you, Don't Be Jonesing. I probably should do you think I ought to get me one of them handle names, man? I should come up with one, but right now I probably wouldn't be able to pick a good one because you don't even want to know the thoughts that would go through my head. You ever saw the movie Young Guns with Billy the Kid? Yeah, this is not this ain't a merchant war. Yeah, things kind of go, but I just got to continue to move forward and do what I can do and just find out what I can and see what I can do with it. That's what we got to do. This is like a big football game. Uh, and I really thank you guys for being there and supporting me. I see all these comments. I can't read them that fast, but that's cool. Yeah. I just want to be. I just want you guys to know who I am. I want you to know who I am. That I'm not just hiding behind a computer screen. And when time comes right, I will come to Colorado. I will come there. And time's not right now, and I don't want to be there right now. I don't know that I could handle being there right now. I sure enough am not going to go over there and walk around when my son was murdered. And we might as well just call it a murder because that's exactly what it is. I mean, it's a murder. I mean, and we're going through these bogus reports. And I think I could talk about it, can't I, Reagan? Because they've put it out there. I mean, they've put it out there, and they think that I'm just gonna buy this. I mean, it's like, okay, hey, I got this old beat up Chevy sitting here. It's got a bad motor and a bad transmission, but it's good. Trust me. No. You can't even put it in first gear. So no, I'm not gonna settle for that. And me being a football coach, and I don't know if any of you ever coached any football. I know a lot of you probably watched football, and football is life. Football is life. You have this team of men that get on the field and you get in a huddle, and you're obviously you can take the ball all the way down there and go into the end zone. That's where you want to go with it. And if you get knocked down, you just get back up and you get in the huddle and you just keep going. And so what? You got bruises. So what? You got some cuts. I played. We were in a championship game one time in a semi-pro. We're down here. We're playing the uh was the Oakland Vipers, I think it was, and we were playing out this middle school on the grounds there, and they had a guy that just got kicked off of Jacksonville Jaguars team. He was a kick returner, and he was pretty fast. He knew what he was doing when he'd get that ball. And we had a quarterback that played for Texas A&M. He's a big dude, man. He was like 6'3", probably weighed about 200 and give him 250. 250 pounds is solid. Quarterback, solid. You think you can just go slap him and knock him down? No, you can't. I watched that guy right there, man, in the game. And he's playing quarterback, and he got his hand bent to where this thumb right here, can you see my hand? This thumb was bent all the way back to here. And this dude, man, he was our quarterback. Oh, we had another one. And these guys, man, on the team, they're the doctors out there. They grabbed this guy's hand and popped that back in place and got some taped it up. Do you know that quarterback went out and played on that field? He played defensive end, and we won that game. I'm just telling you, man. It's so you get knocked down, it doesn't matter. You just keep playing. You keep coming back. And so that's pretty much what I just want you to know a little bit about me, and I want you to know that I'm gonna try to keep you updated as much as I can, and I'm really having fun here doing and thank you, Boomer. I see you. I see all you. I didn't even know. I had no idea that this would get this result. I mean, I'm seeing all these people here, and I don't know yous. I don't know yous, but I hope one day I'll meet you. Justice for Timmy. Yeah, that's right. Yep, Justice for Timmy. And anybody can get on here, and you can subscribe to this. You can also subscribe to Tommy, my son Tommy, Justice for Timmy. And Tommy, are you still out there? I don't see him. But Timmy, man, with Timmy, when he did his things, he did YouTube, man. He loved YouTube. He had cameras everywhere, man. Timmy loved video, man. He would go ride his bike, and he'd strap that camera on, and he would go, man. And he'd just ride that bike. And, he loved video. And, that's one thing that's not in this report that we want, and it's nowhere listed, is his cell phone. And we've had a lot of different stories about that cell phone. There's so many stories about that cell phone. First off, that cell phone was supposedly busted in 3 pieces, which we know that's a lie because somebody answered that phone right after Timmy was shot. And those are facts. Those are facts that we know. And I don't want to get talking too much about stuff, but that phone has been an issue. And now, then it went from that phone was busted in 3 pieces to later on somebody saying that phone was intact. And then when I talked to the district attorney investigator guy, he didn't mention anything about the phone being tore up. In fact, one thing that he said was they needed a court order to get anything off of it. So I don't know. But then now here it is, the property needs to be released, but the cell phone isn't mentioned in there. I mean, the things that they can tell me that they have so far are a hair tie. So I have long hair. And see these ties? Tim probably had one wrapped around his wrist. because Tim had long hair. I mean, he wore Timmy messed his hair all the time, man. He would shave it on the side, leg real long on top, and put it in a ponytail, put it in a man bun. Then he'd cut it all off, and he'd start all over. And in fact, I got a video clip that I should post, but I kind of don't. I don't know. It's pretty cool. He got off work one day, and he was gonna cut his hair off. And he's in there with these scissors, and man, he's really in the mirror, and he's videotaping this whole thing. He's cutting it off, And he says, "Oh shoot, it just grow right back," you know. So then there's that on his wrist, that band, and then there was a keychain that they said, but we tried to get a hold of his girlfriend Kristen, which she's always missing in action. You can't never get a hold of her. She's so frustrating. I asked her a question. Hey, was Timmy's keychain green? Because they're saying they have one, and so but we can't get all into that. I mean, we don't know, and it's like a problem to get this property, which I really don't really care about the property. I mean, there's a keychain and the cell phone. I don't really care that. What was that, David Bowen? American Indians believe that long hair can give you an extra sensory. I've always had long hair. My family, I had long hair all the time. And I cut it all off when I first started my business. But now my business is pretty well going. I would say it's going. It's been going on for 27, 28 years now. And so I got some clientele, so I just let it grow along, and I just keep it pulled back, and I don't really, I don't really advertise for work. It just comes to me, So yeah, I like my hair long. I like it long, and it's not gray. And I'm 54 years old, and I don't have gray hair yet. So I think I'm lucky. But now I'm noticing that I need to shave. But yeah, so. But anyway, hey, thank you guys, and I know I probably should stay on here. You probably got other better things to do, to go and yeah, thank you, Matthew Connor, yeah, Justin Augusta. You meet a lot of new people in here, and you're all Reagan's friends. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that's pretty much it for right now, because we don't have really much more to tell you. I mean, I could sit here and get in here and tell you a bunch of other things, but I just thought this video that I make right now should be more chipper than my last one. I watched my last video, and it felt like I looked at it and I was thinking, "Wow, dude, you look like you've been drugged through the mail, man." I don't want nobody to feel sorry for me, and I've said that from day one. If you pray, I need your prayers. I pray all the time. I pray all day. I'm trying to learn how to pray. In the Bible, it says, "Pray without ceasing." And, I've really been living that. Prayer without ceasing. So, Eric Brandon, they finally let you out of jail, huh? You give them one, man. Yeah. Can you give them a recap about Timmy? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm a slow reader, but I can talk. I can talk. Well, that's one thing I'm gifted with talking. Yeah, I talk too much. Okay, so here's the thing. A recap on Timmy before I do get off here. Okay, so everybody knows that. I mean, most of you who's never been on here say closest. Timmy, my son Timmy, works for Amazon, and he relocated there to Colorado. Okay, he just Colorado at the end of July, actually July 20th, and he lived there till September 4th. That morning, September the 4th, Tim, he was on his day off, and he had been doing some coke, and this coke here was making him hallucinate. And he was up on top of this vehicle, and the report says that he was up on top of somebody's vehicle and he was hallucinating. And the guy that came out who owns it, I'm not going to release the guy's name right now, but we know who it is. Anyway, this guy said that Timmy was swinging from limbs and stuff like that on some tree, and this guy tried to talk Timmy down. Timmy was telling him that some wild pack of German Shepherd puppies chased him. Puppies of all of puppies are cute. Chased him up on top of this truck, and then the police come with the paramedics. They talk him down, and Officer Engelberg was the first cop to be on the scene, and he talks Timmy down. They put Timmy down and put him in the ambulance. They did a EKG on him and stuff. They did his blood pressure, and his blood pressure was pretty high. I think it was like 158, 160 over 110. And this is just medical facts that I was just reading, and it may be higher. And but he was lucid and stuff like that. And so they said, well, you could turn him loose. So they just let him go, and they just left him there sitting on the curb. The cops did, and him. You would think that somebody tells you that they're high, that they're on cocaine, that you would take them to jail, put them on a psych ward for 24 hours or 72-hour psych ward. But no, just turn this kid loose there. He's hallucinating. Come on, man. He just told you there was wild puppies chased him up on some damn car. So they left him there, and he's hallucinating all that day. And he's hallucinating, and he's thinking things are after him and stuff. And about 30 minutes to 40 minutes before this all happened, he's out on this trail that's behind the Environ apartments there. There's a big concrete part. I walked that trail through Google, by the way. And then it goes to a big soccer field. Well, he's on that trail, and he's hallucinating. He's talking to Kristen, his girlfriend, and he's telling her, there's people chasing me. There's people watching me. There's people after me. And she's telling him, just go home, go home. He says, no, this is different. And then bam, then he goes and he runs, and he starts freaking out, and he's banging on people's doors, and he ends up going into one building, and he sees face to face with this other guy, and he busted through the door. Yeah, he did do. And, then when he comes out, the cops are there. And he comes back up. He goes back face to face with one of the guys in the building that lived there. His name is, Ethan. And then he tells Ethan, hey, call cops. Somebody's call 911. Somebody's trying to kill me. And then as soon as Timmy walks out of this freaking door, because that Ethan dude freaks out and goes and locks himself in the freaking bedroom. And then freaking Timmy gets out there and starts going down the stairs and gets down there. The cops are automatically there. So somebody's called the cops already. And they just start shooting at him, man. They just blow him away. Saying he had a knife. Officer Engelberg is the one who yelled knife. He has a knife. And he says he shot once, and he knocked Timmy down on the ground. Well, Timmy's a football player, man. He's going to get back up. And, and so he just starts going. But like I said earlier back in here, you can go back and see it, but I'll say it again. Where he got shot at is like the area is I'd say about a 10, 15 feet by 15 feet area. And then you have the building right here. There's a big building right here, so you can't go that way. And that's where you came out of. And then over here you have this rail. There's a rail. It's probably about, I'm going to stand up. It's probably about to here. I'm probably 5'5", 5.5", 5'6", and it's up to about the top lower my rib cage. So, and then if you jump over that rail, you have to drop down about 10 feet. But the only place to go, and then when he's coming out of there, there's a cop right there in front of him. But that cop is like 30 feet away. Okay, because all the pictures and all the cones that I have are showing where the cops were shooting and stuff at. He was 30 feet away. Then over here, you have Officer Engelberg sitting over there, and he's 30 feet away out into the parking lot of the thing there. And so they keep Timmy come out of there, and they say Timmy has a knife in his hands, and Engelberg is the one that let Timmy go. He knew he was hallucinating. And I don't care what that guy says. That guy can say, oh, he wasn't the same guy that I saw that morning. No, he showed up on there. He knew. And if you're watching this, Engelberg, you know who you shot. And don't play me for no fool. But anyway, so he shows up and he yells, knife! And then they just start shooting. Yeah, no, they don't have body cams. They don't have dash cams. These guys must be back in like the 1800s. I mean, Body cams and dash cams have been out for like 15 years now at least. I mean, and then they don't. I even heard them say one thing that there's something crazy they said back. I can't think of it right now. But anyway, so yeah, he knew who Timmy was. I don't know what was going through this guy. They shot him 11 times. Yeah, 11 times. One shot downward in the back of his neck through the front. That means he was on the ground. Today I'm reading through the report, and I could talk about this because this cop, Guru, whatever his freaking name is, he's a cop. He says that he saw it. He saw it all, but yet Reagan went there and took a picture of where this guy was standing. It's a football field and a half distance from that school to the apartments. He says that he took his daughter there, dropped her off for testing, came out, decided to go stand in the shade and wait. But the nearest shade was a football field and a half away over by the environment apartments that the shade was in. So this guy, he says that apparently, if I'm reading that report right, he walked all the way across over there to that shade. And when he gets over there, he sees the cops have somebody. He sees cops, gunshots. He sees the cops have somebody down on the ground. But he heard it all. But there's a black car in his front of him. But he's seen it all. But he can know it was a cop because it was a guy in a black shirt. Then at one point in his statement, he says that Timmy's standing up by the black car. But then he says the cop has his knee in Timmy's back of his neck, in his head, shoved his face into the ground as he held the gun to him. I think he shot him when he had him on the ground. I really do. I think when he had my son down on the ground after they done riddled his body with bullets, I think he just put that last one in right there at the end. I think he did. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting worked up. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Don't. I'm not a violent person, but I'm real sorry. I'm just getting worked up. But we're talking about my son. And if you're a parent out there, if you're a dad or mother, I guarantee you know what I'm talking about. Somebody put bullets in my son. I don't care if you have a badge. They don't give you no right. You can sit there and you can lie your ass off all you want to. And you can cuss. I mean, you can lie and you can go get your friends to lie for you, bring some people in there. Yeah. So this guru cop, you're going to tell me this guy just freaking, on his day off, he just happens to be in the area. Bullshit. Lucky I wasn't there that day. I would be dead too. Lucky I don't go there because I would be dead now. But I'm not going there. I have better things to do. Find out what you're doing, Westminster. I'm sorry. But I get worked up. I've been going through this nightmare for 6 months. And it's crazy, man. It's a crazy world. You know, we live in a crazy world. And me and Reagan talked about this last night. It's the end times, man. I mean, I don't know if you guys, I don't know if any of you believe in God. You read the Bible and Revelations. We're in it, man. We're in it. I mean, you got cops shooting cops. You got people shooting people. You got all kinds of crazy stuff going on. You know, I mean, nobody really cares, you know. I mean, you know, just a few people like here, these people care. It's like, you know, I'm just not going to buy it. And anyway, I want to thank you for following on this here. And I'm going to try to keep up with it. It's been raining here in California. In California, you guys are still in the snow. things are growing now. Things are starting to grow now. The sun's out, it's been raining, and everything's growing. So yeah, you know, thank you. Yeah, I will speak the truth. Don't be jonesing. I will. I speak the truth. That's what I was taught. I was raised that way. I was raised to work hard, speak the truth, and love God. And I'm not ashamed to love God. You know, I'm not ashamed. And I sit around and the key to loving God is being thankful for what God has given you. I mean, you guys live. If I don't know if any of you, all you people from Colorado, but you guys live in one of the most beautiful states. You know, Colorado is beautiful. It's beautiful. I've never been there. I flew in there, but that's a couple times. But I've seen pictures of it. My grandmother was born there and raised in Pueblo, Colorado, like I said earlier. So anyway, that was the recap on that, and I can just keep talking forever because I have a gift to talk. So I mean, but anyway, hey, I really thank you guys. I really want to thank you, and we'll keep we'll keep you informed. And if you guys got something on here, yeah, we do need to talk more about all this. And I'll follow you. You're following me. You support me. I'll follow and support you. I don't want to. I'm not as wild and crazy as Eric. I've seen some of your videos, but hey, you did it for a cause, man, and it gets people to remember you. People know. People know who you are, and they know what you stand for. And hey, that's you, and you're doing good. I've seen somebody that came on Reagan's page last night saying that they got her from you. So that's really good. Okay, so I'm going to get off of here because I got to get some other things in. I didn't even know this was going to work. I just did. So I don't know. Do I need to, when I'm done, I just push this button that says end stream. And my son Tommy says I have to unplug my camera because people can spy and hack into it. And we live in a really crazy world, man, where people want to get in. If they want to watch me sleep, I guess that's more power to them. He might think there's a. Thank you, Reagan. Thank you. Okay. Hey, I want to thank you guys for coming on here, and uh, I thank you, all of you. Thank you. If I don't mention your names on here, please don't be offended. I see a few from there. I see a few from Reagan's page on there, and I've read some of your comments on Justice for Timmy, and Justice for Timmy, Justice for Timmy Henley. Yes, that's my son. He's 27 years old. He's just a good kid. And I know that comes from every parent. Every parent wants to say, "Oh, my kid's the best." Hey, I'll tell you, my kid's bad. I'll tell you. Tommy, Tom, if you're still there, Tommy, we had a little bit of brush up there in the back, probably about 10 years ago. Tommy likes that chalking. Tommy would be good at chalking. Tommy, I used to have to go down and get Tommy because he liked to tag. Tommy was Mr. Tag. He'd tag on anything, trash cans, but he did it with stuff that you had to paint over. He didn't chalk. So yeah, Eric, you and Tommy should get together and do some chalking, man. All right. Well, so hey, you know what? Hasta la vista. I'm gonna get off here, and I will get back to you. Thank you much. Justice for Timmy. If you haven't, you can subscribe to my page, and this one right here, and I'll try to get on there, and give you updates as we get further and further into this. Like right now, we literally just got the Discovery video flash drive from the DA's office. We just got that this week, and so we're going through it, and we have another autopsy that, other than their autopsy, it was supposed to be here today, but it didn't come today. So it'll be here. It's from an outside source that my other son Garrett, paid for before we cremated the body when Timmy was there in uh, Colorado at the mortuary. That Garrett had an autopsy company come in there and do an external autopsy on Timmy so that we can, because we're already hearing all these conflicting stories about how these people are lying about stuff already, and so I mean, why not? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Why not? You know, they're gonna lie to us. They're gonna say that we did this and we did that, and or we're just so sorry. And you know what? You know what really pisses me off the most is when somebody tells you, "Good evening, Mr. Henley," or "Good afternoon, Mr. Henley. This is such and such from Westminster Police Department. We're very sorry for your son's loss. Oh no, for your loss. Got that wrong. Uh, Fakeness. I hate fake people. I hate liars and I hate fake people. Fake people, I can spot them. But anyway, hey, I could go on and on and on. Thank you, and over and out.